So I'm live now.
Shalom, shalom. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you over here.
Let me check mine. You said I'm not live?
Take too long, brother.
How do I welcome to the live trap? No, I'm live. Am I supposed to it's saying I'm not live, huh?
No, the top part shows that you live. You live as soon as I press live.
Okay, come.
Yeah, the camera day.
Yeah, see you. So you got pop up your account. That's how it popped on my No, go to my channel? No, your channel is not live.
Yeah, because it's my channel.
Okay. Yeah, so you
basically going to my channel.
I wanted to do one.
That's like what I say. That's like doing a StreamYard, but just on YouTube without sharing it.
All right. Well, here, I'm just gonna go live on mine.
All right, I make it.
That way, it could,
Look, I'm removing you now.
Okay, come.
Good. Come on. Yeah. Gotta get away from them. What we got to do? Shalom. No, I put the thumbnail down on the actual view. You got something to put in the you have a phone? Yeah. Well, I have a phone. I thought that was yeah, I went to wait, well, first and foremost, before you I'm gonna give double honor. I wouldn't about it. Chicken pocket. Again, we say if that's an honest out of pocket, out of great no story that you go, teach for the spirit, mighty shall allow to the hope of the light. Men and the women, they're willing to off the team, Lord, Stein, Doctor, right? Those are the most diverse of the my brothers is doing a quick live. We give them how the spirit movement. See the title, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is making moves. The flop have draws or really for the battle, right? You see with Donald Trump. Just basically, what just happened this Saturday evening. I don't know if brother, if you say he got the out of it. The brother wanna brother, and then the three where my picture. No, you can police up in the So I'm gonna just read this one out. Chat. Actually, no. First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. Read. I'll start at verse 2. Slocky. For yourself know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman, child, and they shall not escape. Yeah, I wanted to bring out what E.J. Trump tweeted. He said something about peace. You know, we won't still be putting that back out again. But that's the push that Donald Trump in America always push about is safety. Like, go ahead, read it. But maybe it could be a yeah, I got it down for correct. Yeah, the three are very successful chapter. Reflecting on land, including Porto, Maxton, and all planes are now outside of Iran airspace. Whole table of bombs dropped on the primary plate. Although all planes are safely on their way home, congratulations to our great American war. There's no other military in the world that has done this. Now it's time for peace. Now it's time for peace. He gave, he's just saying stuff like, hopefully we know Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is making them say and do this thing. Right? We know, so brothers through the spirit, we know. Right? What it's saying is talking about peace. We know what it says about peace. Anybody, we got that scripture? Thessalonians? I'll get it right. 5. 2 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. I'll start at verse 2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Right? And this happened. Brothers were just doing camp. Look how this just happened out of nowhere now. Right? Brothers just talking about how Donald Trump said he was going to give it 2 weeks, changing his mind like IUIC. And look what happened after camp. Right? Got it? Verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right? Just off of that, Jake is comfortable because nothing is going on in America outside of the ICE thing and other problems. America is comfortable talking about Jake, the heathen. They think everything is cool, dandy, and dandy, but eventually destruction is in the front. That gas prices are going to rise up. Food, like brother was speaking about it a few weeks ago, you spend $200, it's not enough on groceries. A lot of things are going to change just off of that effect. Talk about prophecy, prophesied against it. So, this time. If you get to Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8, 7. Says, nevertheless, hear thou now the words that I speak in the ears and in the ears of all the people. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. That's we've been out here, we had the boy Gorilla who talked about, we're not the prophets doing. Yes, we are. We're prophesying doing things. How about sitting outside is making good upon his word, right? Right. Okay? This is what we're looking for. We understand that this destruction comes our kingdom. Right. Right? And that's what happens. We can't wait for it to, we wait for this. Right? They hit through the spirit, just like what you said about the gorilla. Just after today, we can see who is the name of the Lord that's going to be having that spirit that Jeremiah was saying, Jeremiah 28 and 8. Who will be speaking about war? Those going to continue to keep pushing only the law and not be pushing the times that we in. Right now, you should be speaking of the kingdom. The kingdom should be on your lip. Right? The destruction of Esau should be on your lip. Right? You gotta actually. I want to make a point so you said about right. I believe it was Revelation 6, verse 3, Revelation 6, 5. And when he opened the third seal, verse 13 saying, come and see. And I beheld and lo, black forest. He was part of their thousands for the kid. No? They got one way, one on one side, and on the other. Wait, huh? Hopefully you go to the Hebrews, go to the people there, you go to the shack. If you're not, had heard a voice and listened before this day of his mother and weep for a penny. He measured the quarry for him. Now, her oil and the wine. Now, the main thing is a measure of wheat for a penny. Now, you get that word there for city in the Greek for the practically for the music. You get a few thing, but yeah, that word there for penny in the Greek. The banking means a day's wages, right? Yeah, day's wages. Well, that's how much the total amount of money you made in the day in the Roman during the time of Rome. So penny. No, that's a lot of fucking money. That's like they think 500. Well, not 500. It's like a week ago. It's like 100 or something. No. For a regular thing. It's the word there for penny. But anyway, and that's like $100 or so dollars. They think in the day they had to pay that for a measure of wheat. That's very one loaf of bread. You have to pay the whole day's wheat to get one loaf of bread. Yeah, here it is. Hey, read it. Yo, you gotta make sure y'all talk a little louder too, because we fighting a battle against the wind. Denarius. The Greek word for denarius is denarion, right? Or the Greek word for penny is denarius. It means containing 10. A Roman silver coin in New Testament time, it took its name from it beginning equals to 10 asses, a number after Say like in strong, it's a day Williams anywhere Lakia. So essentially, it paid during that time is what basically that day is another way it is. Huh? We see right now, here from the parable of the laborers in the vineyard, it was seen that the narrative was then ordinary pay for a day's wages. So the is when you make a day like hundred or so dollars, and that's a day's wage. No, so you gotta be paying $140 for a loaf of bread. No, for me kind of question. Right. No, don't even talk about gas. Hey, think about the fucked up, man. Eggs, eggs is $5 for all this. $8. $8. Man, it's gonna be the cost of the goods now at this place. Right? Even if the goods can get there, right? Somebody get that the storehouses, like Ecclesiastes 12. No, I think they're second hand. It's the cost of 50 it's at your first, right? Because remember now, like that, there's ripple effects of everything, right? And everything that's been going on, the tariffs, sanctions, all these different things are all leading up to what's going on. Okay? So let's look at another thing, 6 number 22. And suddenly to the stone places appear unfilled. Huh? The full storehouses that suddenly be found empty. Right. You gotta be a lot. And suddenly to the stone places appear unfilled. They're gonna appear unfilled. Right? So what? They can't get the stuff in here. They can't get it to give to this place, right? Right? The stuff can't, when you got gas prices, right? All that stuff, like you said, everything's kind of transactions through that oil, right? That oil what has to get the stuff going. But remember that stuff, right? When you can't afford that, when that oil is cut off, guess what? How are the stuff going to get there, right? How are they going to pay the people to get the stuff, right? And then what's going to be there when you get there, you know? And man, you got to be careful. Well, careful for the people out there, not for us. No, but hey, you got to be careful because These people, they don't know anything about hardship,
Right.
or challenge,
Right.
or failure. All they live in an instant gratification society.
For sure.
When that day comes, at this rate, it could happen fucking Monday. It can happen Monday, or Tuesday. No, but when it happens, upon but when it
No, no.
happens, upon
You got a mic. You got the mic.
when it happens upon these people, they ain't got to know what's going on, man. No, they ain't got to know what the hell
You got it.
going on. They be scared, terrified,
Right.
shooken.
Right.
No, that's gonna be the modern day American reaction when they actually going into war. They don't even know they're going into war right now. They're partying right now.
Well, when you think about this right now, right, with everything going on, most people are not even worried about it, man. Right? Most people are not watching and actually seeing what's going on. Or they might see it and it's just another news, like it's another day, man. Right? But those who are watching, right, we see what's going on. And we understand. We were talking about that, what was that, Mark 39 and verse 9? Yeah, it's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39 and verse 1. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will
Put it right
seek
here.
out the wisdom of all the ancients and be
Can y'all hear?
occupied
Can y'all hear?
in the prophecies." All right? You
So,
said we will
Salaki,
keep
Sam.
the
I got you. Oh, wait. Hold on one second. I just want to make sure that the sound and on the other side is good. Can you guys hear me? That's better. You can hear me. You can hear me. All right. Just okay. Yeah. They can hear. They can hear. Okay. Yo, just for the ones on the channel. Again, want to give all praise to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Had a sound effect problem. All right, so please, right. So please bring out that verse again.
Y'all ready? Ready?
Yeah.
All right, go. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 39 and verse 1. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the prophecies thereof, is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients,
Yeah.
and be occupied in the prophecies. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also." Right? Okay. So those who are, who are dedicated, who are in this, they're going to be searching the prophecies. They're going to be in these prophecies. They're going to say, okay, well, this prophecy is not what's going to be the next one, or what's to come. All right. And so, as we brought out before, you have, like I said, Babylon, getting drawn into this whole situation. All right, and we know that to be there's that Jeremiah 50 and 45. Got precept.
Oh yeah, different precept.
Okay. I'll just bring that out real quick. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 45. It says, "Therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, that he have taken against Babylon." Babylon is America, right? AKA America. It said, "And his purpose that he had purposed against the land of the Chaldeans." It says, "Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them." It says, "At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations." Okay, but right now, you have the least of the flock, right, which is Amalek, right? The small half over there in Israel, right? They have drawn Babylon out into this conflict right here. Yeah. Okay, they've drawn them in there. But now what? You have the king of Egypt, right, has struck Persia, all right, which is Iran, all right, with bomb, what is that? What do they call it? The bunker busters. Okay, right. So they've been drawn out. Now they're drawn out into this. Okay, by the least of the flock.
Right. Salaki. And when you go back, even dealing with Amalek, Amalek is the first out of their nation. right? They're going to be the top men, women of the Edomites. The last time. Yeah, they're the last. But when you look at their position when it comes to the system, they're the ones that's running the banking system, right? Bringing forth the education. Yeah. What the Rothschilds, they call themselves the Jew things with what John or David Rockefeller said. He don't want a nation of thinkers, he want a nation of workers.
Can somebody go to the blue letter with Jeremiah 45? Or Salaki, Jeremiah 50 and 45, and go to that word least. It's going to show you youngest, you know, which is what? The 1948ers. Yeah. Jeremiah 50 and 45. 50. That's the letter for least.
Okay, so Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45. We're going to get into the word least.
Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out.
That's what the branch of the Edom place.
Okay.
That word, what's the word?
The least is
16:10. Shahir. Second.
Shahir.
No, it's little, insignificant, young. And you look at it, it's like if you look at the say Israel, it's the smallest of the whole region. Yeah, it was the tiniest one. Right. Younger. Not only is it the smallest, it's the youngest. So no, let me see real quick. Because on here too, I don't know if it was just because but it was something I saw on here. Let me see. I was looking it up. I don't know if that's not even it, but when were they established? 1948. 1948. I don't even know if that has anything to do with it. But see right there?
1948.
Oh, okay. That's the spirit, bro.
That's the spirit, man.
Yeah. Put that on the zoom that on the camera over there too, Asher.
Was you going into the 1948?
Yeah, but it says he's the youngest.
Yeah, show that 1948. Hopefully y'all can see it.
It's probably backwards.
Yeah, but through the spirit.
Yours probably front.
Yeah, it might
String cut off. I got you.
Hold on, wait 1 second. And that goes by what is it? 1 Corinthians 2 and 14. Some people can't discern it because they don't have the spirit of order. They're natural. Now, if you can see how that is crazy, he brought that out, and then it just had that number just right there. Through the spirit, you gotta have a discernment and be like, the Lord be working. Yeah. Be working without working. He's always working. Right? But you can bring out your precept before me, Ashley.
It's Matthew 24, verse 37. Okay. But the days of Noah were those of Moses coming to Son of Man. Right, the days that were before the flood, they're eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage to the day that Noah entered into the ark. And they knew not till the flood came, took them all away.
Hey, and what do we read in the book of 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, 2nd verse? It spoke about how it mentioned how the Lord was going to come as a thief in the night. And that's the same way the Lord is going to return. That's a lot of hope by surprise.
You gotta get them with the surprise. Oh, you Jake don't realize it. We've been prophesying for years about this. Elders, apostles, prophesying for 40 years about the truth. Now it's coming to pass now. In this time point, it's coming to pass now. And when this happens, it's when it goes full on war, with full on chaos and death in America. Then you guys start considering the man of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. It's about the prophet, about the word of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. But it gotta be too late. Yeah. Right. Why you ain't? It gotta be too late for you, man.
Right. Just like what the dude said through the spirit, he said he's gonna come back. It's not, you don't got enough time. Right. You gotta get this truth while it's hot. Yeah. While it's still on the skillet. Go to Fridays or where the Applebee's, you get a certain meal that they cook. They bring it to you on a skillet.
And the thing about this is, the only one's going to deliver this message are the servants of the prophet. It's not going to be FedEx.
Right.
FedEx ain't going to deliver this message to you. You know? It's going to be the Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi.
Yeah.
The prophet that he's set up, right? He's been out there trying to warn and try to shake the hand and warn the people, right? Before it's too late. And really, like I say, it's really time. We're really close to time at this point.
Yeah, Romans 13:11.
Yeah.
Just off of that, it's time to wake up. Before the brother get that, it's Jeremiah 15:31. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, power of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee, man. Who's the most proud? It's Edom, but it's Babylon, man. Babylon is the most proud, prideful nation on earth, man. Right? And that's how the damn Jujus or the elites, that's how they established Babylon, man. Because through the spirit, Babylon moves off of their mind frame of being a cow. Right? So at the end of the day, the judgment is coming, man. Right? Just because what they just did over there is going to be a domino effect. Right?
You didn't realize how bad people are rooting for this. I like this a good thing. Oh, we found that red. Oh, you guys don't know. You guys don't know half of the
Right.
You're all about to be dragged into war.
It's about to be a draft. That's the spirit. I was just thinking about that. Right. And a lot of you puny Americans, you Babylonians are going to get sent to the Middle East, man. Yeah. And y'all going to take that shit. Yeah. Yeah. And then y'all going to see the Lord crack those skies and burn y'all up. Right. Right. But this thing is going to help usher in the MOTV, man. Right? Because you got to think. Let's get right. When we even go to Luke the 2nd chapter, what did Caesar Augustus do? He was taxing the territories that Rome ruled, but at that point, it was dealing with Israel. In the time of Yahawashi, being born, they was taxing the Israelites, man, the Jews, right? And tax was going into that tariffs, man, right? Anything that you buy, food, clothes, that's how you know ain't nothing new under the sun. America is just doing the same thing as Rome. When you look up on Google, even AI will show you what was some of the downfalls of Rome, and it was about economic or taxes, man. That was the main source of why Rome fell. I got a precept. It's Joel chapter 3, verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And who played a major part in scattering the Israelites? Right? Esau Edom. Rothschild family, the international bankers. Right? They funded the Atlantic slave trade. They funded they funded a lot. And
They funded both sides of the wars.
Right.
Yeah, do all that. Yeah. Right. But in it's like real quick because what they do is they're here in Babylon they're keeping everybody distracted by everything else. While people should be concentrating on what's going on, they worried about the finals and stuff.
Right.
And that's that bread and circus. I want to read the definition of bread and circuses. It says a diet of entertainment or political policies on which the masses are fed to keep them happy and docile. That's what they're doing. They got them out here protesting. They got them out here, watching entertainment, watching basketball, going to the movies, doing these different Juneteenth. Yeah. They got them doing all these different things and not keeping on focus on what's going on. Right. We just literally, Babylon just dropped bombs on Persia, man.
Right. And that's symbolic to Rome. Because what did Rome do? They give you a lot of distractions. They entertain you. Right. But behind the scene, they're doing things in a political, economic, and a financial way, right? To make the empire fall, to make it more a heavy burden on those subjects lower than them.
Because behind the scenes, what are they doing? They're getting ready for Revelation 13:60.
Yeah, they even playing chess. They playing chess with their own citizens.
Hey, it's like I'm gonna cut you off.
No, you good.
But to prove that, there was a whistleblower by William Cooper, which I got the video, and he speaks about how Israel was made just so they can bring about this war of Armageddon, and ultimately bring forth, that problem reaction solution, which is going to lead to that chip. It's going to have everybody basically wanting them to basically wanting them to find a solution. That solution is the MOTB.
Yeah. A sidebar with my brothers were saying what they were just saying, and on that,
I can play the video.
Yeah, when you go into, I went to Chat GPT. They said the fall of Rome was an economic issue. Heavy taxation to fund the military. Taxes increased drastically, burdening the citizens, man. Right? When tariffs, what is that doing? That's affecting the citizens. Those that are rich and elite, that's not affecting them. You got 20 million, billions of dollars. It's not affecting you. Right? Half the time you're not drinking, they're not drinking and eating the same food that we eat.
Well, Nero said, remember, Nero said, he's like, it's going to hurt a little bit, right? But he's like, just bear through it, right? Because it wasn't affecting him.
Yeah.
And it wasn't affecting, the elites. It's only going to affect the folks at the bottom.
Yeah.
All right? Because that's your few pennies that you got to get bread. That's your, few dollars that you have to do little things that you want to do. You're not going to be able to do it because now, like you said, the cost of bread, is going to be a day's wage, man.
Yeah. No, and then they say decline in trade and agriculture, overwork in the soil, slave labor led to economic stagnation, inflation in currency, devaluation. The empire debased its currency and leading to inflation and loss of confidence in money. Right? It just said Rome was losing confidence in money. What is it? America losing confidence on a damn paper dollar bill? Dollars, because you can't track it. You don't know where it's going. Look, they can't track drug dealers. Look what they think they was winning because they made what you call it, dispensaries where you can go get weed. They put chemicals in it so that they can tax the freaking weed, man.
Like there's possibility a couple of days ago, thing called stable, and now they established that.
Yeah.
New fiat currency. The next one to take the place of the dollar. That's basically the whole plan. To replace the dollar with the digital currency. All right, pass the bill to Senate. And send it over to the president about this stable coin. Guess what? You got to pass it. Man. That's the agenda of the elites. They want to set up a digital currency. Only all going to total control. It got calculate with the MOTB to see it.
Mm-hmm.
No, and you other groups out there who don't believe in that see it, man, you're crazy.
Hey.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about, man.
That's the national debt.
And I wanted to talk about, since brothers are talking about how inflation is going to skyrocket, what's going to follow is them bringing that universal basic income, that UBI, and that's, for those of you who don't know, that UBI is basically a monthly or weekly allowance to where people can be able to get by, or to buy and sell.
And they've been doing trials across the U.S. where they've been doing different things where they'll give single mothers, they'll give them $700 a month just to see how that goes. They've been doing and testing these different trials.
And they did a trial back in 2020. Those stimulus checks, that was a trial in itself. But now they're gonna bring it forth, and that's ultimately gonna be linked to your to that MOTB, right? That micro seeded, right?
There's Isaiah chapter 47, verse 7, chapter 7. Thou sayest, I should be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart. Neither did thou remember the latter end of it. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasure, that dwelleth carelessly, that sayest thy heart, I am, and thus beside you. I should not sit as a widow. You shall know the lost children, because that's in the mind of Babylon the Great.
Yeah.
So they can't see loss, and they're gonna be invisible forever. They have the strongest military. Hey, your military gonna get destroyed, man.
Read that comment that he said again. Right? But this is the pride of Babylon, man.
Right.
The pride of Babylon is right here. And
Right.
he just tweeted after he did that.
Yeah, and that's the spirit of Nebuchadnezzar, because he said, look at Babylon that he had built. And Daniel prophesied and told him, if he don't glorify the Heavenly Father, that he was going to be brought down low. And this is going to be the same thing that's going to happen to this whore. She's going to be brought down low because of her pride, right? In all angles. Her pride is in all different angles, man. Right. You got to ask her.
So here's a tweet. We have completed our very system. So I gotta get to the point. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention of this matter.
Right.
So that's the end of his tweet right there.
Right.
No, he's basically saying, oh, it gotta be peace. We ain't gotta worry about anything. They ain't gonna fight back.
Right.
Hey, they gotta fight back.
Yeah.
He's boosting up his military. Remember, just what was it? Was it a week ago? He had the whole little military parade. He was doing all that. Hey, he was doing the whole military parade and doing all that stuff, trying to show out the power of his military, man.
Right. Hey,
right? That's how prideful he is, man.
Hey, with the scripture that Asher just read, they said they shall not see the loss of children. They're going to see the loss of children, because that draft is going to happen, and they're going to send a lot of troops over there to the Middle East.
Yeah. So I got one more.
To the Valley of Jehoshaphat.
Verse 9. These two things have come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thy enchantment. Right now, the Lord is destroying the place for purpose.
Yeah.
Piece by piece. And right now, he's accelerating the process, right? Because right now, we're in the final stages of this society.
Right.
Now, where you know it or not, we're in the final stage, man.
Yeah.
So this place is about to go. It's about to go into the dumpster real soon, bro.
Right. And through the spirit, when you look at it, he's breaking it down from the inside out, from the government, and then eventually he's going to even get to the citizens. But this is Baruch, you done with that?
Yeah.
This is Baruch chapter 4, in verse 33. It says, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning, man. Right? The people are going to, a lot of Jake is going to be crying and mourning that America is not in devotion. That's the Isaiah 30:2. Right? They're going to want to be in the shadow of America, man. They're going to miss playing the video game. They're going to miss watching the BET Awards. They're going to miss going to Disney World. Yeah. Adventure South Bell. Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why niggas will take that seat, man.
Yeah.
Because they got missed that shit. They got missed all the bullshit here going on in America. They can be desperate to get that shit back.
Right.
Hey, man, they got to get, woo. Man, you got to get brutal out here for these people, man.
Yeah, right. Each kingdom had a higher fall. Right? Each kingdom. Right? If they got overpowered, that was a great fall. Nebuchadnezzar, they was partying, so on and so on. And eventually, Doris came and overtook Babylon. Huh? Then what happened? Then the Greeks got into office. You seen with the head of the Greeks, Antiochus was trying to take Egypt, I believe from Ptolemy, and he was trying to have power over Rome. Over Israel. And what did Rome say to the Greeks at that time? He said, "Man, if you cross, I'm gonna make a line. If you cross that line, they put him in hostage, man, because he was trying to be too greedy." And that's America. They're too fucking greedy, man. And for Donald Trump saying peace, that really is a smoke screen for you slow niggas, you small belly niggas. And I'm saying 2/3 of you other nations. Him saying peace was for you small, slow belly niggas, man.
That's like it. Huh? Something you said right there, like he said that America is greedy. No, that's Habakkuk. Rebecca. They did that. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, is at depth, and cannot be satisfied, and gathereth unto him all nations, and giveth unto him all people. And the main point is his desires as hell. So he wants total control of the whole world.
Yeah.
But you already have total control of the whole world, and now he wants even more control of the whole world.
Right.
But the Lord is going to give him what he wants. He wants to gather together all the nations.
Yeah.
And the nations are going to gather together, to come against him, man.
Oh
Okay.
man, what a great ending. Finish him.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51. I start at verse number 28. It says, prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes. It says, the captains thereof and all the rulers thereof and all the land of the dominions. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant, right? Because this is ultimately the Lord's whole purpose of Babylon is to do, is to completely destroy it. All right. It says the mighty men, right, that your boy Nero was talking about, how great warriors they did and what they did. It says the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwellings. Her bars are broken, right? Because ultimately, guess what? Babylon, in the day when the Lord brings his great vengeance upon it, they're going to be like women.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to fight.
Yeah.
They're going to be scared, man. They're going to be trembling in their boots, right? Sacked and went down, because guess what? The Lord, they know that their destruction is at hand.
Right.
And there's nothing they can do. They can't run from it. They're not going to be able to do anything.
Right.
The Lord has purposed his vengeance, and it's going to happen.
When you go to Isaiah 19:14 NLT, it says they're going to be weak as women, or weaker than women, right? Got one in Jeremiah 51 and 13. Oh, thou that dwellest upon many waters. Well, Revelation 17:1, Revelation 17:15. The many waters is nations' tongues, right? Nations, tongues, and languages. It says, abundant in treasures, thy end is come in the measure of thy covetousness, man. Right? They covet what everybody got, man. That's why they plant all their military footprint in all lands, because they fucking bullies, man. They want to be in everybody's business, man. Shit that don't even freaking pertain to them, man.
Everybody's amigo.
What's there? That's why she called the Lord. Yeah, because she be everybody's face. She be everybody's face.
No, and America blames Iran for trying to develop a nuclear weapon. But here it is, Israel got a nuclear weapon. They're in war heaven, man.
Yeah.
Babylon got weapons.
And they've been saying that since the 80s.
Yeah, they've been saying that shit today.
Who the fuck are you to tell somebody they can't have a nuclear bomb?
You got 5,000 of them.
That's just crazy.
You can't throw a right hand, but I can throw a right hand.
Right.
Stop throwing your right hand.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
They basically want in order to have it, you got to get they say so. And they've been had nuclear weapons, man.
Yeah.
Right. You know, pursuant to Joel the 2nd chapter, we gotta be made strong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 2 Legends 15. Let's talk about the star, the Israelite, the dragons of Arabia.
Oh yeah, Arabia. Yeah.
They said about their own star falling upon them.
Yeah.
Them shooting star. They're talking about missiles. Right?
Yeah.
No, so they got missiles. Man. They already got the weapon that they need. Right?
Yeah.
No,
You're not gonna stop it because it's the Lord's purpose, man.
Right.
In fact, hold on.
What is that? That's what I was saying real quick.
And really, when you look at any weapon on the earth, it was all pushed by Esau, man, because he is the main craftsman of these weapons, man, of these swords. So all nations is truly using these damn destroying weapons that was really pushed by Esau, man. Hey, and didn't the scripture say that Gog and Magog was going to be a guard unto them? Uh-huh. You know, in Ezekiel 38th chapter? Yeah. You don't think Russia armed them with missiles?
Yeah. I'm about to read. That's how I'm going to read out real quick. This is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. It says, and the word of Yahawah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, the chief of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi thy power, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal.
Hey, let's talk about when we say God is into the moment of the king, and Magog is the people of Russia. If you want to say in modern sense.
It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Right.
And that's what's happening.
It's like the God get the people. Russia
Magog,
is
the
the
land,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
land,
yeah.
God of the land of Magog.
Yeah, may God get the place.
Yeah.
God get the people.
Yeah. It says, verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth, and all thine armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
And that's what's
right?
happening now.
Right.
Russia just warned.
Yeah.
They about to go into that war, man.
Right.
Yeah, he told him, yo, man, and that's how you know America don't take heed. He warned them because that's gonna make a domino effect. You don't think Russia won't retaliate?
Yeah.
That's ultimately the Lord put the hooks in their jaws.
But it says Persia, right? Persia is Iran,
Yeah.
Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. It says Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah, at the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people.
Wait, Gomer is Turkey, right?
Gomer?
Yeah.
Yeah, Turkey, yep. Right? And many people with them, right? So they're going to have their weapons. There.
Togarmah?
I got Gomer.
Turkey. And Turkey part of they was part of NATO?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're trying to
Gomer?
No, that was part of that. That's in that land of the Hungarian.
Oh, let's look that up.
That's just right. Turkey is right next to like Ukraine and Russia. They're like right next to
Yeah, Turkey's right there. Okay. Look at the map. Doing them.
Huh?
I yeah, it's right in that same region.
They're like right by each other.
Yeah, they're right by that.
That's why Turkey. Now think about that. That's why you see Turkey is they gonna line up with God and Magog, right? Because they right there. Because otherwise, what? God could just blow them straight off the Smith Reeds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you can't beat them, he joins.
Yeah, I believe also Turkey said they also got to go against Israel. They attacked Iran as well.
Right.
Hey man, it's all hands
It's
on
all
deck.
up. It's all up from here, man.
I believe also Iran is military ally with Russia. They have to get involved.
Right.
Hey, you guys don't realize the flag thing you got. I'm talking about third. You don't realize the amount of devastation about the whole problem. We read it in the scriptures.
Yeah.
If there's any more proof that these scriptures are true, man, I don't know what to tell you, but these scriptures are true, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, may not have to be true, but I got a pretty set. 2 Timothy 15, 1 and 2. Well, this is a long one, but simply got that. 2 Timothy 15, the start verse 28. Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, for the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out in many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth. And all they which fear them may fear and trouble. So they're going to be fear and trouble, because they're going to see these Arab nations, these Elamites, the Elamites, the Ishmaelites, all these nations that come against Babylon the Great. There aren't with also the Armenians, which are the Iranians, raging in wrath to go forth as the wild boars of the wood. And they have preparation to be mad right now. They're probably on that right now.
Yeah.
To the nuclear facility, they got bombed.
Yeah.
And with great power shall they come and join battle with them. And shall waste a portion of the land of the Syrians, and we know the land of the Syrians to talk about America. But hey, they got to come against this place, man.
Yeah.
They're not gonna stop no one.
Right. And you got to think, America, every time when they do something, they make another nation angry at them, pissed off. Right. And yo, some of them people that's even from Iran, I bet you visit the United States, man. You know? But I wanted to get something. This is Daniel 4:17.
It says, in this matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the ones to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, set up over it to faces of men. So that shows you Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is the one that made Donald Duck do that, man. Because he ruleth in the kingdom of men. Right? The Lord is playing a damn chess move. And this goes into, what I said in the brother in GMS before I got inspiration to do a video. Our salvation is connected to Esau destruction. Right? While Jacob's thinking about how many blunts he about to smoke, how many women, you should be being in a happy state of knowing that your salvation is near, man.
Oh, it's like it. That's the name of this year. The hopeful year. It was the year of our deliverance.
Yes.
Judgment of Esau.
Man.
It is the name of the year. And it's happening.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
it's happening right now.
That's great. Yeah. GMS called it.
It just shows you that, all this is going to be how by shot. The vendors are saying, you guys brought this out, Proverbs 21.
Oh, yeah.
No, we did. Okay. Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1, it says, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
Yeah.
Every way of man is right in his own eyes. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi ponders the hearts. Okay, but the Lord is the one who the Lord is the one who made DJ say what he said. Yeah. Right? And really he made him say what he said so that the men of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi that service the prophets pick up on these things and understand where we at right now.
Right. What did he say a few months ago? He said the prophet is prophesying that World War III is going to start in the east.
Yeah.
So guess what? We've been doing it before he even got in office. And this right here just clears the air even more, man.
Right.
Right? Brother's about to go to sleep feeling good because we're another day closer.
And this just shows you who this guy is, right? Isaiah chapter 19, verse 4, it says, in the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of the cruel men, and the fierceness shall rule over them, saying, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. The Lord has given this place over to the cruel Lord, right? To the point where, even just on the small thing that Jake likes, right? He wants to cut down on Juneteenth. He said, I want to start cutting down on all these holidays because America's not working enough.
Yeah.
Too many days off.
Yeah. We already working over
Right.
40 a week.
Right.
48, 50,
Yeah.
60.
Yeah.
They gotta work
Yeah.
60 hours just
Right.
to make ends meet. You talking about we ain't working
And
enough.
keep you distracted.
Yeah.
All this shit up there.
Right now, I bet you they having a damn drink on what they did.
Oh.
They whispering with each other on what they did. And Jake over here stressing because he's $100 short.
Yeah.
We in a sunken damn place. And Jake don't know, just like behind us. Ephraim is getting it in. You don't know what the hell going on, man. You got Jake thinking about fishing. The Lord right now, the main fishing is fishing for the sheep of the Lord, man. Jake don't really know what the hell going on. Even you women think about being the baddies, being the top streamer.
Yeah.
Being the top streamer, they don't know what the heck is in store, man. Everybody's talking about that Canelo fight that's gonna happen in September. They don't know what's going on, but the Lord bringing spirit back into the earth, man. And some Jakes are working that great. They're worried. Yeah, what that brother just said when we got to say that, man, about Trump.
Yeah. Working. He gotta go to work again in that.
Right.
He'll never get a day off. I got precept.
Bad day. It's great.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25.
No, go ahead.
It says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change the times and laws, and they shall be given unto his hand until the time, and a time and the dividing of a time, man. But the point was that I wanted in that is that they're just gonna wear out the saints, man. We working you gotta work 60 hours just to make this speed in Babylon the Great, man.
For the day's wage.
Yeah. It's just and then everything is getting more expensive, but the pay ain't going up. So man, hey man, we just happy that the prophecies coming to pass, man.
Right.
Because the more prophecies be fulfilled, the faster we get the hell out of here.
Go ahead, Asher. I guess I'll bring out this folder.
I got one more too.
Must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be greater and a lot easier.
Yo, come on, this mother's
What did he say?
Yo, he really just he said it's gonna be greater if they don't make a deal.
Strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
Yo, send that to the chat. That's about to be a video. Just off of that, Matthew 26:41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Yo, one of the temptations is being lazy. One of the temptations is to draw you from praying or watching. Through the spirit, when we left, just saying through the spirit doesn't mean anybody is the elect. My wife sent me this, man. Right? So what spirit you gotta be in? That means, the sheep is watching. Men, women, man. They're watching. Even children is watching what's going on, man. Right? This is not the time to be sleep. You sleep when you lay in the bed and shit. You still don't want to go to sleep. This is not the time, bro. When brothers go to work, you the only one that's illuminated, that understand what the hell going on. While everybody else is still thinking about what they planning for next week, next month. We about to go to Florida. We about to go to Texas. While the men of the Lord is thinking about their salvation, man.
Yeah, one main thing is that because this is the blessing, man. We know this is a blessing, man. This is proving Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is a blessing. Again, as Preacher says, the stability of our time, the strength of our salvation.
Get that. No. Get that because I want to bring this out.
No, I'm bringing out clothing so we can have that moment with him. Or you get mandated.
This is
he already mandated.
This is the book of Luke chapter 21. Luke chapter 21 and verse 34. It says, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged through surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life, so that the day come upon you unaware. That's what's going on with a lot of people. They're preoccupied in the cares of this world, the tribulation, the things that's going on, the working 60 hours, and they don't have that time, right? It says, for as a snare shall it come upon all them that dwell upon the face of the earth, the whole earth. It says, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. And that's ultimately what we want to see, man. Right? We want to be able to endure, to make it, to see Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi coming. And Lord's will, we get beaten up in those chariots, man. All right, and escape all these things. But until that, we're going to continue to prophesy and the downfall of this place, Babylon, and continue to bring out the prophecy, until they come to pass. Man.
Yo, I got a preset, man. Real quick. It's Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 4. Y'all brought this out already? It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. It says, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts muster the host of battle. So ultimately, what? This thing that's coming, all of these, the war in the earth, the Lord is mustering the battle, man. This is what's going on right now, man. So Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is gathering the nations to get this shit cracking, man. The Valley of Jehoshaphat is going down, right before our eyes. And we talking about it, preaching it. And it's different when you actually see it happen. It's like, damn, this shit really happening, bro. Right. I got one more real quick. One more. And then y'all got it. Zechariah chapter 14. Y'all brought this one out, didn't you? Zechariah chapter 14, verse 2, it says, for I will gather all nations against Jerusalem in battle. It says, and the city shall be taken. It says, and the house is rifled. It says, and the woman's ravished. It says, half of a city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations. So this was going on right now, man. All this shit going on in the earth right now is because of the children of Israel been oppressed, man. Right? We about to come back on top, man. Right? All the Lord making trust moves for his people, man. You know?
It's like what you read earlier, verse 2, about the seed going to captivity. They talking about Israel, man.
Yeah.
They about to get fucked up, man. Come on, man. They about to go to FEMA camps. They about to be locked up. Martial law to be declared, to be gunned down. Hey, you guys don't even know the half of the story, man. No? But hey.
Let me finish this verse for you, Dad. It says, then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations. That's what you see happening right now, man. It says, as when he fought in the day of battle, man. Hey, we coming into those signs, and guess what? Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is a man of war. That's what's going on here, man.
Right.
You know, the Lord showing his nature, man.
And this is why we know he's a man of war.
Yeah.
He's bringing war upon us. He's bringing war upon this place, man.
Yeah.
And that's why it gets, we brought it out earlier, but I want to read it. This is Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. It says that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake up. For now is our salvation. There is when we believe. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the work of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light.
Right.
Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and in drunkenness, not in the chambering and wantonness, not in the strife and envying, but put ye on the Lord Yahawashi Bahasham, and make no provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof.
Look at that sleep. That shows that the Lord even saying the mindset of his children should not be sleep. And that's not talking about sleeping in the bed. It's talking about spiritual sleep. Because this world was created for you to know the Lord, speak about the Lord, move in emotion of the Lord. We don't know the thoughts of the Lord. We're living in the story of the Lord. So this is not the time, because if there's war going on, you have to think outside the box.
That's what Ecclesiastes. There's a time for everything.
Yeah, right now is the time to prophesy. It's the time for you to watch it. And it's a time for war. It's a time of warning, telling the Lord, all these motherfuckers, Lord, yo, do you see what they're doing? You see what Trump doing? Yo, you want to ask the Lord to bring his salvation, man. This is not the time of partying, man.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna just say it like this: the Lord is doing that. So at the end of the day, he know already. Yeah, he the one doing the action, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's our job to broadcast the news.
Yeah.
It's our time. It's our time to tell you. You know, our job is to, you know, when the shit happens, we telling you, we warning y'all, man. Because the destruction gonna be so bad. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna wish you somebody told you, was telling you the whole time, man.
What the Lord said, he said, "Full rise up from me for the
Yeah.
evil day, man."
Yeah.
This is the evil day right now. It's been the evil day since America got established.
Mhm.
It's been the evil day since 1969 when this truth really got established, man. After 350 years.
Tippity tip in the end. We
Come on,
got the tippity tip.
Yo, now is our salvation.
There. Yeah.
That's hard. You get that precept. Okay, there. Close after that. Yeah, go ahead.
He got that.
Okay. Yo, you look at this. Yo, truth been out for 56 years. The spiritual meaning for 56 is a period of significant change, spiritual growth, urging one to embrace new beginnings and trust their journey, man. 56, man. The truth only been out for 56 years. Spiritual meaning is a period of significant change, spiritual growth, urging one to embrace new beginnings and trust in their journey.
Yeah,
man.
right.
What is it?
Embrace the new beginning.
This is the 250th year of the U.S. military. Next year is the 250th year of Babylon.
Yeah.
Most people only last
250 years.
It's like, if he does destroy it this year, well, when he does, if he does destroy this year, hey, that means the Lord got to destroy this place fast.
Yeah.
Yo, look, we were just talking about
the
this
election.
today. We were just saying, what if something happened today? We were just saying this. I mean, in the video, we were just literally saying this in the video earlier. Like something happened right after camp. It'd be crazy if something happened right when we about to leave here.
Well, sure.
And look what happened. What DJ Khaled say? God did.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ashton. What's this out?
This book Isaiah just let me do my camera. This book Isaiah chapter 33, 6. And wisdom and knowledge to be the stability of that time and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahawah is his treasure. No, so the fear of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is our treasure, man. No, during this time, wisdom doctors say to be our stability.
Yeah.
No, they gotta keep us stable when famine, the food runs out, war and all, power cut off. Hey, they gotta be our stability, man. They gotta give you our protection.
Right.
Something that this world don't have.
Yeah.
But we have this period. How about you outside? I can't wait.
Yo, and just off of that note, go to Acts 26. They was in the mindset that the Lord was going to restore the kingdom of Israel. Right now, we in the mindset that the Lord will restore the kingdom, man. Just like the apostles was and all the other elders in the time of 2000.
Yeah, they were saying that during the time of Acts.
Yeah, come on, man.
Hey, Lord, is he going to restore the kingdom?
He was ready to say no.
Now, real quick, why that wisdom and knowledge is so important, I got to read this because he said that. Listen to Solomon chapter 9, verse 17. It says, and thy counsel you have known, except thou give wisdom and send the Ruach HaKodesh from above. It says, for so the ways of them which lived on the earth were reformed, and the men that were taught the things that were pleasing unto him, and were saved through wisdom. Wisdom and knowledge is going to be that stability of your time to get you through to your salvation, man. Yeah. You're going to have to believe. You're going to have to faith in these times, man.
Yeah.
It's about to get crazy, man.
Right.
Everything is about to get sped up, man.
Right. He said in Wisdom of Solomon 6, he said, wisdom getteth the kingdom, huh? So that's what we want. Lord willing, it's edifying. Count your days, America, count your days, Babylonians, talking about you Edomites, 2/3 Israelites, and all you other nations, huh? Right? To the spirit, deaf to America, saying that, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Bob, Bob.
Okay.
Bob. Yeah, Bob.
Yeah,
Bob and Bob.
Right. So, want to give our praise to the one true power.
Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi
Double honors for the elder apostles, the elders of great millstone, and rule well and teach well through the spirit. Mighty shalom to the hopeful elect, the men, women, and children. Lord willing that you all continue in the same accord and sound doctrine. Lord willing, the most high mercy unto us, that's not the thing. Shalom.
Shalom.
Allah.
Woo. Oh, yeah, but no shot.
Brother, we'll do another lesson.
Ah.
Like